The flipped approach to teaching was something that I'd heard about in my field, in dietetics, and I found it intriguing because the instructors that had talked about it said how much they really enjoyed it. I decided to jump in with both feet and ended up flipping about half of my class, and I think that was about right because I wanted to do enough of it to find out if I liked it, to find out if students liked it, and to see if it really could alter the outcome to some effect. And what I discovered was that the portion of my class that I'd flipped, I really liked. I didn't feel as stressed before lectures. I had already recorded lectures ahead of time, so I didn't have to worry about the content that I needed to get through. And it gave me the flexibility to come up with activities that could be used in the classroom to find out how well students could apply what I had set out to teach. The process that I engaged in to do this, it took a fair amount of time. I dedicated the summer to figuring out what I wanted to flip, how I was going to flip. I attended one of the workshops that was about 2 days long in the summer to get ideas and learn about some of the resources that I could use to flip my class. And then that continued into the early part of the semester to find out how things were working. I worked with the Center for Teaching Innovation to have somebody come in and observe my class when I had flipped it, so I could find out from that perspective, from somebody who's more in tune with the technology and the methodology, how well was I achieving what I set out to accomplish. And then I also included a mid-semester evaluation with the students where I got feedback from them about how it was working. And then finally I did another evaluation at the end of the semester too. And it was interesting. Students overall, I believe they did better. They performed better. They seemed to have more opportunities to ask questions so that they could understand the content. Students did say, though, that it shifted how they approached their work in the class. There was more pressure on them to keep up with the reading, keep up with the out-of-class assignments, which I would have expected anyway with my normal approach to teaching, but there was nothing holding the student accountable to keeping up with the content like I expected them to. And so I think that allowed us to go a little deeper into the course content because they truly needed to keep up with what I had assigned. Otherwise, they'd be lost in class during the activities, and you could see that if that happened. So I really enjoyed it. Keeping a lot of notes about what worked well in the classroom and what didn't work well was helpful. I found that I did come up with a teaching outline for each class so that I could figure out what content did I want students to look at outside of the classroom, what was I going to do inside of the classroom, what kind of pre-class assessments were needed and post-class assessments. So I did use an outline to sort of keep everything on track. And I found that that was a great tool to use. Now that I've gone through and taught it in the flipped approach a second time, those notes were invaluable because I didn't have to recreate everything all over again.